Well, we can get more on this now with Matthew Cappucci, who's a meteorologist, and he joins us now from Florida, a state, of course, which is very familiar with hurricanes. Thanks so much for being with us. How bad is this going to get? We got a sense from Ray just then, but it sounds like it's going to be quite catastrophic.
I think catastrophic is exactly the right way to describe it. You know, I've covered hurricanes time and time again. This is one of the most intense ever observed in the Atlantic, and the worst part is this is hitting a developing nation home to 2.8 million people. Imagine if a Category 5 of the United States, how long that would take to recover from. The U.S. has had 4 in its history. Now imagine that hitting a populous area with only 8% the GDP per capita. This will be a disaster that won't just end today or tonight. This will sort of precipitate a longer-term humanitarian crisis. The landscape won't look the same for upwards of 10 years. Trees will be snapped, denuded. Most vegetation will be sort of stripped away in the area hit by the eye wall. All but the most well-engineered homes will fail. Structures will fail. Even apartment complexes, taller buildings will see significant roof or wall failure. Most structures in the eye wall zone may not be inhabitable. And this is just from the wind. Some areas farther inland that will see heavy rainfall, upwards of a meter, will be inundated, seeing flooding, mudslides. Roadways will be washed out. Some communities may be isolated, unreachable for weeks or longer. At the coastline, a 3 to 4 meter storm surge as waters pile against the coast, potentially inundating up to a second-floor building. This will be hell on earth for 2.8 million people.
Hell on earth. Gosh, it sounds incredibly dangerous. Can anything even survive in this kind of storm? And what are the best ways that the population can safeguard itself?
Well, I'm glancing off screen right now, taking a look at satellite, and I can see the west part of the island right now is actually getting the eye wall. It's beginning to move ashore at 3 hours of tornado-like wind speeds. And so at this point, we're hoping folks are in their shelter, interior room on the lowest floor of whatever building they're in, but lowest floor that's not susceptible to flooding. You know, it's so tough for folks to juggle multiple hazards. For flooding, you want to get higher. For wind, you want to get lower. How do you reconcile both at the same time? How do you plan for that? That's what makes a hurricane so dangerous. You have to plan for 3 or 4 different high-end hazards simultaneously. And all I can do is hope that folks took the multi-day advance notice and used it to prepare as best they could.
Mm-hmm. Well, could you put this hurricane into context for us? They are calling it the storm of the century, and it sounds massive. Have there been others like this in the region?
In the region, no. The worst hurricane on record prior to this in Jamaica was back on September 12, 1988, as Gilbert came ashore as a high in Category 3, low in Category 4. It had winds in the probably 180 kilometer per hour range. We're now pushing 250, 260. The other thing worth noting, Gilbert killed 49 people and damaged or destroyed 100,000 homes. I'd expect 3 to 4 times as many structures to be seriously damaged or destroyed with this hurricane. And I don't think Jamaica has seen anything like this before. And in fact, most places on Earth's surface have never seen something like this. Only a fraction of 100% will ever see conditions this bad. And unfortunately, that's happening right now in a populated area.
Matthew, very grateful for your time and your insights. Really appreciate it. Matthew Cappucci, meteorologist from Florida.